Alright, so this time we're looking at Ferdium. It's supposedly there to keep your apps all together in one spot instead of having to continually reinstall them and move on your network. Again, or for, I'd say, home savvy people that have multiple PCs or laptops in their house and one central server. That way they don't have to continually download the apps all the time. So, without further ado, we're going to do this, but we're also going to do this differently. Instead of going through and doing this through container interface one by one, we're going to do this as a stack. Now, stacks generally are multiple containers rather than one, but we're just going to do this as an offshoot and show you how to do a Docker Compose or stack with Portainer. Now, when we get down here, we're just going to straight up copy everything instead of going line by line. Go over the Portainer, stacks, we're going to add a stack. For this stack, we're just going to call it Ferdium, and we're going to paste our Docker Compose in. Then, again, most of the time I don't do optional, but I suggest you read through it and see if you want to. Bring that back. We have our IDs in there already. We do need to change our time zone variable. I'm going to do America, New York. We need to make a config folder for it. So that. Go to our downloads. Make a new file. I'm going to call it firm. Alright, we'll go in there. Again, we'll do folder, config, and we will grab our path like we usually do. Here, we're going to bring it back and paste in our host path. Now here, just for example purposes, we'll change our path. Let's say this can be 3009, this can be 3011. We'll keep the shared memory size of 1 gig and restart unless stopped. And now we can deploy our stack. Now it still has to pull down, download, set up your container or your stack, but you should have a functioning container after this. Again, no Kdenlive. Actually going to try to be building my own personal server, not just a Windows subset server or single disk server for projects or the Synology NAS or the VM. So hopefully soon I'll be able to show you a more full-fledged permanent example of a lot of these. I didn't think the main install of this container would be heavy, but it seemed like it might be. While it's deploying, so if we had done this by hand, we would have taken the Linux server latest image, of course, named our container. I would have skipped. You need to, again, confirm and look through and see if you'd like to use that. We would have went to an environment variable, set up our process user ID, our process group ID, and our time zone. We would have made our folder, of course, but we would have went to volumes and bind, and for the container, do /config, and then put where our folder is for our host path, map our network ports for host and container, Oh, looks like we're done. Alright. You can see now in our stacks, if you make your stack in Portainer, you'll have complete control. If you do it elsewhere, you'll have limited control. So we'll click that, go in here, you'll see your stack options, but you'll see we now have our stack running. But if you also come back to containers, see it running out here as well. So let's go to our local host 3009, I think was what we had. Yes, and it's Chasm again. So you can create a free account, but I'm going to go with use no account. still have that problem with the mouse, excuse me. So we're going to get started. And here's some picks. We have Discord, Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Chat. I think that's Facebook Messenger, Microsoft Teams, Proton. I think Skype's going away. Slack, Telegram, bunch of stuff here. But these are just their picks. So let's slap Discord in there. We'll save that service. We'll slap Gmail in there. We'll save that service. What else? Proton Mail is pretty popular. Go ahead and save it. And let's take a look at actually all services. Oh, they got plenty of service. 1Password. What else do we got? AWS. Bunch of stuff in here. Azure Portal. Bitbucket. Bitwarden as well. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and close this. But the great thing is, now you'll have these applications wherever you can access your server. All you gotta do, enter your credentials, be in there. The thing is, though, do you want to do this? My recommendation is, if you're going to use something like this that requires credentials to go through a service, not like Google or Discord Proton, but a third-party service to go to for credentials, always try to check their track record, their history, breach history, their contributors, and such as that. Now, can you always be 100% sure? Absolutely not. But that is just my suggestion. And this is just a quick example of something that may be useful. When I get mine set up, heck, I'll probably use it because I do use Gmail and Proton Mail. And if I'm, say, downstairs, I would like a unified place of where I can sign in rather than having to save my credentials to multiple places. Because if I save it to multiple places, that's more places for it to get grabbed from, right? But hopefully this helped. You seen a new way how to do this. And I'll catch you next time when we do the next one again. As always, I'm out of here. Take it easy.